Yeah. But then it's when you're at that dark place.
It's hard.
Like, when do you know it's time to go? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's like an actual right answer for it. I think everybody's situation is different.
Right.
Because like when you're in that dark place, it's so hard to think like, oh, I can just be positive right now. Like, you can't.
Yeah. You can't just be like, I'm positive.
Yeah, it's like a step by step. Like there's like anger, sadness maybe, and then like
that massive depression.
Yeah, it's just like it's step by step. I don't think you can massively just, oh, now I'm like love and light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's a lot to be said about depression, man. Like, it's
that's a whole different topic.
What does it take depression and rock bottom to turn us into who we are today?
I think that's just part of.
I think that's
being a human. Man.
I'm sorry for laughing. This is how I deal with life. I just laugh at everything.
I honestly think that's a prerequisite for.
Right. There's no way you're going to get to be a good person or a self-aware person without depression. And it sucks that we have to go through that as humans to get to that place.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're designed that way, but I think it's just part of human nature, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Because like there's only like struggle, like I guess gives like growth.
Right.
So like if you don't struggle, like you're not really growing in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, the good analogy of that is like you see weeds grow on concrete. You don't think that shit's hard? We can grow in the dirt easily, bro. Like going through a solid force, that's crazy.
And they still do it.
And they still do it. Be a weed.
What's the Kendrick line? If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you?
The man started the intro like this, and he was like, "Yo, man."
But you know,
I remember when the first time I heard that, I was like, "All right, Kendrick, we get it." But yeah, man, I think that's something to be said about how you handle yourself. You know, and I think that was another milestone in my journey. And then I graduated, and I was still just kind of like, cool, I'm doing marketing now. What's this about? Got a really good job out the gate. Dealt with a lot of adversity with that, man. Not getting paid, not knowing what I was doing, leading business meetings with people when I had no idea what I was talking about, bro. I'm in the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco, talking to the whole sales and marketing team, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been even been doing this for a year, bro.
Sounds smart right now,
right?
Like,
and
big words.
Big fan of fake it till you make it, bro. Big fan of fake it till you make it, especially in dance. Like we were talking about dancing the awkwardness away. Sometimes you got to fake that confidence, man. Like you got to have that confidence that you don't really have.
Yeah, that's fair.
And eventually it comes, you know?
Yeah.
And it builds you as a person, man. And people are like, oh, like I've been listening to a lot of people on Instagram and podcasts. They're like, oh, you know, faking it till you make it is toxic. And it's like, it is if you do it the wrong way. 100%.
Yeah.
There's a good way to do it, and there's a bad way.
There's a way that gets real arrogant real quick, and that is not a safe.
But then that's like when people do that, like, oh, they act confident. Like that's more insecure than, you know what I mean? Like when people like fake it, like, oh, I'm the most confident person here. Like,
yeah, we can all tell you're insecure, bro.
You're insecure as fuck.
We know.
But
I think building on top of your insecurities is a big one too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like growing up, I was hell insecure about how small I was, bro. I hated it. People used to make fun of me all the time. Like it's hard enough growing up in a predominantly one race town. Mm-hmm. Growing up as a mixed kid, like, you know, my mom's white.
Yeah.
You're not going to look at me and be like, yo, you're white.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, if you guys can't tell.
Right. If you can't tell. But, I think having those insecurities of like being made fun of for that stuff, but like lean into it, man.
Yeah.
Be who you are. Like appreciate the parts of yourself that people don't like.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, you're going to think that what they're saying is true. Mm-hmm. Good luck trying to convince yourself that it's not. Once you start believing that.
Yeah.
Once you start believing other people's bullshit, once you start believing what people say you are, that's what you turn into.
Yeah, because I think when you're insecure, you're just easily convinced that you're not worth shit.
Yeah.